Hey everyone, by now you've probably heard that Nvidia did it again. Despite its meteoric rise in recent quarters, Nvidia delivered another phenomenal quarter and the stock price is up significantly for 2024. Of course, I have Nvidia stock rated as one of my top stocks to buy in 2024, partly because the business is performing so well, and we're going to get a closer look at that in this video here. We're going to get an inside look at what's going on with Nvidia. Why does it keep outperforming, and how is it doing this? So this is going to be interesting. Let's dive in. Let's look at the details.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
All right, so Nvidia is saying that revenue came in at 22.1 billion. That was up 22% from the previous quarter and 265% from the same quarter last year. So year over year, a 265% surge in revenue and well above our outlook for 20 billion. For 2024, the whole year, revenue, and they mean their fiscal 2024, which was just completed, not calendar year 2024, which is just getting started. For their recently completed fiscal year, revenue came in at 61 billion, which was up by more than 126% from the prior year. So their latest year and the calendar year 2023 was just incredible for Nvidia. The leaps that artificial intelligence made and generative AI and large language models, that was a really big boom for Nvidia. Perhaps no company other than OpenAI has benefited as much from the large language model as Nvidia, and you're seeing that here. Data center revenue for the fiscal year 2024 was 47.5 billion, more than tripling from the prior year. The trillion-dollar installed base of data center infrastructure is rapidly transitioning from general purpose to accelerated computing. Companies have started to build the next generation of modern data centers, what we refer to as AI factories, purpose-built to refine raw data and produce valuable intelligence in the area of generative AI. And of course, building these AI factories requires GPUs, something that Nvidia has the best in class of. Nvidia's GPUs are at least one step, arguably 2 to 3 steps ahead of the competition. Nvidia primarily has this market dominated, and it's thriving as companies are rushing to build out these next generation factories, AI factories, because if they don't, they're going to be left at a competitive disadvantage and they don't want to be left behind. So even though businesses are being cautious everywhere else, they're cutting jobs, right? They're cost cutting other areas. They're investing aggressively in their AI capabilities because this is a critical component of their business that they can't afford to increase slowly or be cautious about. They need to get in there because they're going to be at a competitive disadvantage. If one of their competitors does it and they don't do it, they're going to be left behind. So Nvidia is delighted that supply of Hopper architecture is improving. Demand for Hopper remains very strong. We expect their next generation products to be supply constrained as demand far exceeds supply. Another great component, a great news item for Nvidia stock investors. Despite the fact that revenue was up 265% in the quarter and 126% from the year, demand still far exceeds supply. So there's more room to run here for Nvidia, and it's surging revenue, it's surging profitability, at least for another year, probably even 2 years, as competitors try to ramp up, try to catch up with their own GPUs to take some of this market share that Nvidia is dominating. So for the fourth quarter, data center growth is driven both by training and inference of generative AI and large language models. across a broad set of industries, use cases, and regions. We estimate that in the past year, approximately 40% of data center revenue was for AI inference. And remember, this is an entirely new market that Nvidia is pioneering and benefiting from, is AI inference. This is just so good for Nvidia. Demand is exceeding the supply, and they're benefiting from this surge, 265% increase in revenue, and still growing. Truly impressive here for Nvidia. And I don't think I've seen anything like this in my several years of following companies, publicly traded companies, one that is benefiting as significantly as Nvidia is in a market that's growing as quickly as AI is, and competition being so far behind. I haven't seen this in, my years following publicly traded companies. So this is, surprising me how quickly and how dominant Nvidia has been. Consumer internet companies have been early adopters of AI and represent one of our largest customer categories. Companies from search to e-commerce to social media to news and video services and entertainment are using AI for deep learning-based recommendation systems. These AI investments are generating strong return by improving customer engagement, ad conversion, and click-through rates. And I think the last part is the most important part, that these investments are generating strong return by improving customer engagement, ad conversion, and click-through rates. This is why enterprises are investing so aggressively in this category, because their spending is bringing back so much already that they're seeing this as a no-brainer. Like, we just spent 10 billion, but it made us so much more money that we just want to throw 20, 30, 40, 50 billion behind this investment, because we've seen so much benefit early on that we can go ahead and feel like we can throw more money at it because it's just improving our business. For instance, if you look at a company like Meta Platforms, right? They have a family of apps. They make more money the more people engage with the platform, the more time people spend on the platform. So of course, if they can use AI to surface content that you're more likely to find interesting, and you're going to spend, an extra 2 minutes on the platform, where previously maybe your session was going to be 6 minutes long, but now it's 8 minutes long. They've now increased your session length by 33%. And that's a huge boom to their revenue and their profit, because those are opportunities where they can show you more advertisements. And so that's more money for Meta Platforms. They'd be happy to spend $10 billion adding Nvidia GPUs if it's going to bring them back 15 billion, 18 billion, or $20 billion. So they're plowing money behind this investment because the early returns have been so incredible. And that's just one example. I could think of and list many, many others, including companies like Amazon and Netflix and YouTube, where, again, surfacing the right content, the right product at the right time can lead to more sales, more advertising, more engagement, which ultimately means more revenue, profit, and cash flow. And so they'd be happy to spend 10 billion on Nvidia GPUs if it's going to bring back 15, 18, 20 billion. And so this is the reason why Nvidia's business is thriving, is because the product that they're selling is helping businesses thrive. And so businesses are happy to spend because they're getting more than what they're putting out. That return on investment is incredibly in their favor. And so they keep spending on it until this market kind of balances out, where that return on investment is no longer as strong as it is now. They'll keep adding Nvidia GPUs and keep increasing their AI investments as long as it's bringing in this incredible return on investment, which is seeming like it's going to last at least throughout 2024. Most likely it's going to last for several years more, because there are so many areas where AI can make improvements that we're just getting started. It's just in the early stages of development, and you can understand why Nvidia is benefiting so strongly from these trends. Before I let you go, let me tell you about the greatest deal on YouTube. With just a click of a button, you can get free financial analysis from a professor with decades of investing experience. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon.